Yeah. Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip-hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
Let's get some folks in the building, man. Let's get some folks in the building. Good evening, everybody. What's going on? Hey, hold up. We're going to say good afternoon to everybody. Yeah, it's afternoon. Hope everybody enjoying the afternoon, man. We back in the building. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. The only thing I need is that like, that hype, and that sub. That's all I need, gang. Try to get your membership, join Team Smoke. If you want to donate, try to, help the channel. Cash App is in the banner. We also got the super chat, and we also got, the membership. Try to grab one of those. But yeah, it's a nasty game. It's a nasty world, man. We had to jump back in the building today. Yesterday, I was a little busy, so the vibes, but shit, why not sit back, get all more information, put that shit together. Now we back here the next day. We're going to talk about all this because we got narratives coming from all places. We got narratives over here, narratives over here, narratives over there. What's the story? What's the true story? Now they saying that they moved his body, put on an island. This shit happened at the pool party. It's a lot of shit going on right now. First off, rest in peace to Nolan Wells. My condolences to his family. The reason why the internet, social media, talking the way we talking about this, because we want some type of justice. When we see too many loopholes in this story, something is really wrong with this. Now, if it would have just came out, he accidentally drowned or something, and y'all got evidence, the story would have been left alone. But when y'all hiding shit, bodies allegedly are bruised up, niggas is hide up, bugging out. Oh, yeah, dumb. They hide up, bugging out. Got little Nolan scared to death. He ain't got his phone with him. And last time I seen, I don't know how this pool picture is. I know a lot of seen a picture with the pool party. I see a grown-ass man in that pool with them. A grown-ass man in that pool with them. This shit is weird, man. Then I tell you, when you get loopy with them, strange shit be happening. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, man. Salute to everybody. I already know what's going on. Hit that like. Shout out to Tanisha. Shout out to Tay. Shout out to Slay God. Shout out to Jay Good. Shout out to Miss Tate. Shout out to Katrina. Shout out to Domo. Shout out to Tanisha. Shout out to Miss Special. Salute. Happy Sunday to everybody. Shout out to Simon Woodbury. Simone Woodbury. Shout out to Simone. Shout out to Dante. Shout out to Gina. Shout out to Sheba, if I'm pronouncing it right. Shout out to Raven. Man, shout out to everybody, man, because this shit crazy, man. And for the people that just joining, smash the like button, man. Let's give a little more time in here, man. Smash the like button, man. Make sure y'all light one up, roll one up, go get a glass, go wine or something. Go do something. Go get a little, little Scooby snack. Go do something because we got to talk about this shit. It's a cover up out the world that's going on. Alleged. And everything I speak on is obviously alleged. And y'all know what's going on. Let's get this copyright out the way first. Get some more people in here, man. Copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. Again, copyright fair use disclaimer. You can find it in my description on my channel. Everything that I speak on over here is absolutely for educational and entertainment purpose. The clips and the videos I play also owned by the original creators. They in Mississippi protesting. Yeah, I see that, Gina. We got a little clip of that. We got a little clip of the protest going on. But see, they protest. They down there on some, I don't know, man. Like the type of protest that I just seen with the brothers. I mean, they doing some, they be off that. I mean, the religion thing and all. Like, nah, don't bring that religion down there, bro. Like, don't do that, bro. We down there trying to find justice, find justice, find the right, find the truth, find all that. They want to, you got a little marching, they protest against the Israel. Shout out to everybody that's religion. I ain't no respectfully, no disrespect, but don't bring that religious shit down there, man. Bring some power, nigga. Bring the truth, nigga. Don't be protesting on me. Nah, I don't agree with the religion protest they doing. Like, nah. That's a whole different thing going on in Mississippi. We don't need no religion protest going on. Because not for nothing, man, last time I recall respectfully, and I'm saying this respectfully, shout out to all my brothers that be putting they front line on all this shit. No, but come on, last time I seen somebody protest on a religion note trying to mix that up, that shit don't work, man. They don't care, man. So why we should care trying to bring that down there? The religion protest. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. Bring some real brothers down there. That's gonna find the goddamn truth. That's what we need. He said Dr. Umar gonna show up. He need to show up. All the damn talking he be doing. Yo, Umar, where the hell you at? Umar, where you at, champ? See, this is a perfect time when you should be down there, nigga, front line. Not for nothing, right? Umar, go take your ass down there, get on them cameras and talk your talk, man, for real. Because Dr. Umar got all the goddamn answers, right? You need to go down there and find out the answers for the people. That's the problem I be having with these people. They be having all the answers. They got all the answers on the internet. Yeah, this and that, and yeah, you got to do this, and you got to do this, and you got to be pro, and you got to be FBA, and you got to be all this. All right, since y'all niggas got all the answers, and this is respectfully, y'all got all the answers. Won't you take y'all asses down there to Mississippi, find out what the hell is really going on, since y'all niggas got all the goddamn answers all the time on the internet? Can y'all go down there and find out what the hell the real answers is going on down there? Since y'all got all the answers on the internet, man, I be getting tired of y'all niggas sometimes, and this is respectfully, man. I'm for real. Oh, what y'all gonna say? Oh, he ain't fully black. He shouldn't be talking like that. Nigga, I'm half and half, nigga. My daddy black, nigga. Listen, nigga, I eat green, soulful, all that shit, nigga. You ain't gonna tell me I ain't black, nigga. So all that little protests and y'all niggas got all the answers with these Umar Johnson niggas and all this. Go take y'all asses down there and go get the answers for us down there in Mississippi. Tariq, too. You another one. Who's the other nigga name? Somebody put in a comment. Respectfully, because I rock with his documentaries, Hitting Colors. I rock with Tariq Rashid. I think his name Tariq Rashid. I rock with his documentaries, Hitting Colors and all that. Them shits is dope. Them shits fire. But come on, you always got the answers too on your channel. Go take y'all asses down there. That boy need help, man. Y'all niggas always talking about this racist shit on y'all channel. Tariq Rashid, Umar Johnson, and list goes on. Y'all niggas always talking about racist cultures and all this. Go take y'all asses down to Mississippi and see what the hell is going on, man. Come on, man, for real. Like, cause god damn, boy, every time I look, these niggas got all the answers. Got all the goddamn answers, man. But these niggas don't want to go down there and find out the real answer with Nolan on Wells. But y'all always want to educate us. Yeah, we got the answers and this and that, and go do this. Don't go mess with a bunny and don't mess with this. And nigga, we hear you. We got 2 ears, we hear you. Some of that should be dope. But since we got a tragic story down there involved with the topics y'all be talking about, Umar Johnson, Tariq Rashid, and list goes on. Once y'all go down there and find out what's the truth of Mississippi, since that's one of y'all main topics y'all like to talk about on y'all platforms, the white and the black thing, because y'all love to talk about that shit, and y'all got all the answers. Man, y'all niggas got to be shitting me right now. Smash that like button, man. Do me that favor, man. It's only 36 likes before we continue. Man, we got to drop this goddamn intro, man. For the people coming in, smash the like button, man, because we got a lot to talk about.
Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it. Cause the truth always rises when the smoke starts clearing. Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Breaking down the latest, every story got layers. Everybody got opinions, I'ma do the homework first. Looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I get my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the bill. Smoke News TV.
Smash that like button.
We back in the bill. Buyers over here, I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up. Every time the smoke rises, you already know where to pull up. Smoke News TV. We back in the building.
All right, man. Let's get this shit started. We got about 3 more likes, man. Let's get a half up in here. Come on, man. Let's get a half, man. Let's get that 5 votes. Let's get that 5 vote like. 3 more likes. We gotta get this shit started because we gotta talk about all this. First off, we got this. We got the pool pictures now. Now I want y'all to look at this goddamn picture right here, clearly. Look, and I know y'all seen this picture, and I mean it's a little sus going on in this picture, little bit of hugging going on among males and oh shit. Let me repeat myself. Yeah, follow me on Kick also, man. I'm live on Kick. Shout out to my people that follow me on Kick over there. I'm live on Kick. If y'all got Kick, download it. Follow me over there because we're trying to get that going on. But this picture, it's a little bit of sus going on. Now, when I looked at this picture, the first thing I was thinking, not for nothing, I wasn't thinking, you know what I mean? I looked to the left. I said, oh, you got a little hugging going on over here. You got a little hugging right here with these two right here. And then I looked at the middle, pause. When I looked at this middle, tell me what y'all see right here, this grown-ass man right here in the middle of the pool. Who is this grown-ass man in the middle of the pool, bro? Right here among this crowd that's taking this picture. This man is not 18, 19. He don't look like he 20. He ain't none of that. This nigga look like he about in his 30s or 40s, bro. That's a grown man in this picture. Then you got the other 2 niggas over there on the side, pause. They hugging each other on some sus. Then you allegedly supposed to have Nolan Wells. That's the only black person that's in the pool. You got somebody got their hands over him. Now, we don't know if this is Nolan. A lot of people try to zoom in. I mean, I don't know. So a lot of these pictures they giving us be dark. Can y'all all agree? We got the picture where he's on the island. Everybody said, yo, that's Nolan right there on the island, whatever, with the crowd. Then we see this picture right here. Another dark version picture. We can't tell if that's Nolan or not. Now, people assuming that's Nolan because obviously Evan dropped the date. He dropped the time of this. I think it was third shift. It was July 5th. It was July 5th, obviously. And there was a late night pool party. Oh, we're gonna get to all the story. Yeah, I was thinking too, Gina, it could be AI. I was thinking it could be AI also, to be honest. Hold up. I was thinking it's AI also. So we don't know if these shits are true, but you got people dropping little comments in the stories. They dropping they going live saying like, nah, this is real. You see the beers and cans on the side. Like I said, the one that bugged me out in this is this guy in the middle. I don't know who this man in the middle is. That nigga look like he loopy. That nigga looked like a grown-ass man being around a whole bunch of young adults. I don't know what's going on. This picture look real crazy. But a lot of people thinking this shit is AI, but a lot of people said it's not because it's coming out of Evan, one of the kids, one of Nolan's friends. It's coming out of his story and out of his, I think, Instagram or whatever the hell they got this picture from. You see Evan posted this picture at 2:23 a.m., July 5th. That's third shift. So we talking about midnight going on. We talking July 4th hit midnight, boom, they in the pool. So what time exactly did this kid got unalive and where did he get unalive at? That they unalive him at the pool party and put him on a boat. You got people saying that they seen the kids cleaning their boat up. Now, we don't know how true that is. That's why I said we got a lot of shit going on in this story, which they're trying to cover up. And the main person they need to look at is the judge, the stepmom. Because if she know anything, any of these stories to be fact, your ass need to get stripped from your job, from your profession, being a judge, and you need to go do some time. Because your son lied to you. And one thing I don't understand, whoever took that phone obviously should be arrested. Because remember, they took the phone when Nolan was missing. Nigga, y'all should have been arrested once y'all took his phone because that's evidence. You're tampering with evidence. So that's another question, another like, hold on, what we doing here? How the police then question them right away and lock somebody up that you actually took a phone off a crime. But remember when the sheriff first came out, he said it wasn't no crime. So when if it ain't no crime, you can't go grab the property of Nolan Wells, the phone right away. But see, that's BS. That's bullshit. That's the narrative they wanted to throw out there. All of them is working together. I don't care what nobody said. Because whoever took that phone the time he was missing, the time y'all told his parents, there's no reason why y'all should have had that phone in y'all possession that long. That's tampering with evidence if it become a crime later on down the line. So how we know, how the police know y'all kids didn't, y'all young adults didn't tamper with that phone when y'all had it? Y'all should get locked up automatically. What the hell are we talking about? Somebody should be getting arrested off this Nolan Wells situation. Nobody still ain't got arrested yet. That tells me everybody working with together. I don't care what nobody said. Press that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Then you got the U.S. Coast. Now, I'm going to get to an interview that Chicago News actually did an interview with one of them dudes that actually went to go look for Nolan. Now, according to the U.S. Coast Guard, they said friends reported Nolan Wells missing around 11 p.m. July 4th. Now, this shit doesn't make no sense to me. But then they found this picture that Evan took at July 5th, late night. This is third shift. So if they reported him July 4th, 11 o'clock, and then after midnight, 2 more hours, 2 hours and a half, you end up reporting Nolan missing or unalive. You reported him missing at 11, but then you reported him he was unalive on July. Like this shit is mad confusing, bro. They throwing a lot of narratives right here. We don't know what time Nolan passed away. We don't know where in hell Nolan was at. We see little pictures like this. We see a grown-ass man in the party, and they don't interview his ass. He might be one of them KKK niggas, allegedly. This is a grown man in a party with among young adults. He drinking and everything, and Nolan the only black kid at the pool party. Because now they're saying Nolan wasn't the only black individual at the island. There was more other young friends over there. You got an interview with the kid Javon that did an interview with the TMZ, and we're going to get to that. That shit is kind of weird. That shit kind of weird. I don't know, man. I don't know if this actually Nolan in this pool, man. There's so many pictures going around. You can't really tell, bro. People saying this might be AI. It's weird, but this shit came out of this kid's shit, Evan. So it gotta be right. I don't know. A lot of people saying this shit came out as IG on thread. Ah, man. Let's get to the interview because I want to know about the first call, and I want to know how the rescue people went up there and how they searched for Nolan. And we didn't get a full interview on one of the people that actually went out there for the rescue and search to go look for Nolan. But obviously he did a full interview yesterday. Shout out to Terrell Stoven for that $5 super chat. It's a cover up. The cops involved, I bet. That's what I think too. Because remember, one of the parents allegedly one of the kids' parents is the high law enforcement. Hello, we got a judge, law enforcement, and then we got other parents that they're allegedly one of them saying they're CEO. It's a lot of shit going on here. So if one of the parents are judge and hire law enforcement, there's definitely a cover-up going on because they're going to look for each other back. They're going to have each other back. They're going to make sure their young kids don't get involved. They're going to try to fix this. You got people saying that they're seeing the young adults cleaning the boat at 3 o'clock in the morning. Where the hell they at? Where that witness at? Why we ain't getting no image of them but interview of them? See, we getting narrative of people saying shit, but we don't get no image of their face or nothing. We don't get no interview though. Make it make sense. Come on, gang. It's only 77 likes and over 100-something people in the building. Come on, man. Give me 20-something more likes, man. Let's get them likes to 100 before we continue with this interview. Because this person that actually went out there to go look for Nolan, he's going to talk about this shit. And Maz, anybody in the chat, talk, y'all already know what to do. Javon was in a viral video with Nolan, but lied on TMZ. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying too, Crumpton. I'm thinking the same thing. Because remember, they were saying there was more black on young adults on that island. I mean, Nolan wasn't the only one. Now, we ain't gonna say there was like 20 homies on the island chilling. They were saying there was a few more people like Nolan. And Javon was one of them. But Javon left. Oh, man. And they saying one of the white friends, them niggas was getting high allegedly, and they started bugging out. Remember I told you they like to play UFC games and all this shit? They saying they might have hit them with something and everything. You already know, Smoke, man. If the case goes to trial, it doesn't. Where you at? It doesn't need to be in Mississippi. That's a fact, Gina. Dude, yo, Crump, let me tell you something, yo. Ben Crump, do not have that trial in Mississippi down there in that same town. It ain't gonna work out. Take that shit somewhere else, man. Take that shit to Tennessee. I don't care anywhere else, nigga. New Orleans, Louisiana. Don't have that trial in Mississippi. It ain't gonna work out. That's just my opinion. How many likes we got? 92, man. Come on, let's get about 6. Let's get about 8 more likes, man. Let's continue. Let's start off with this interview right now. Now, this is an interview of one of the rescue and search people that actually went out there. And he gonna break shit down. Now, he got his opinion. Some of his opinions I don't agree because, like I said, I'm gonna stop on some of his opinions, and y'all gonna understand what I'm talking about because they're trying to spin the narrative. Let's continue. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, hype your boy up.
A lot of people are talking
across
about.
the nation. We're talking about the search for 18-year-old Nolan Wells, who's really captured a lot of national attention after he disappeared on a 4th of July boating trip to Horn Island, just off the coast of Mississippi. The United Cajun Navy joined the search efforts, and now there are questions surrounding Nolan's death this morning as the family is calling for full transparency in that investigation. Joining us this morning is Brian. Forgive me if I say your last name. Is it Trasher, Brian?
That's correct.
All right. From the United Cajun Navy, thanks so much for your time. Take us back. How did your team first get involved in the search for Nolan?
Yeah, so again, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me live in Chicago. Love that city. So we got our first dispatch late Saturday night on July 4th. A lot of people who were hearing about the story about.
Now, I want y'all to clearly hear what he had to say because he's one of the guys that got the dispatch. They got the call. He said they got the call on July 4th. I want y'all to hear this shit because they spinning the narrative. This shit is nasty work. Let's continue, man. Smash that like.
About Nolan.
The search for Nolan.
Yeah, so again, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me live in Chicago. Love that city. So we got our first dispatch late Saturday night on July 4th. A lot of people who were hearing about the story about Nolan not coming home that night. And eventually somebody who knew his mother put us in touch with her. She gave us the rundown of what was going on. She said she was going to be going out in a boat in the next morning. We decided to get involved. We had a couple of volunteers from our Mississippi chapter willing to go out on a boat and bring a drone. They searched around the island. They searched in the water, ran a grid around the island, and didn't find anything that day. So the next.
How that's possible, gang? You just heard the homie. He said we had a drone up there. We searched the island. We looked in corners, everything. He said they didn't find a body that day. That boy got unalive. May his soul rest in peace. That boy got unalive back on land, bro. Remember when Mama Love was saying that she was on the Snapchat. I mean, on the Life 360 thing. Remember that app, the 360, and she said that shit it kept pinning on certain land sections at the house and all this. That man was he got unalived at that pool, bro. That's a fact. That's all you need to hear from a rescue and search when they say they bring a drone. Y'all gotta remember, drones got that nighttime vision. They got all that shit. They're gonna get the human body and all that. If you got the drone, drone can see anything. A drone can see anything, and that's a flat land. We ain't got no high ass trees and all that shit. That's a flat land. Few little high trees and nothing. And they didn't find his body the day of July 4th, late night. Remember, nighttime, because he said it was late. They ain't found his body there. Heat sensor. That's what I was looking for, Ted. They got the heat sensors on the drones. That shit could find a human body right away. That man, rest in peace for Nolan Wells. That's why I say, man, this is deeper than what the hell we think. That kid got unalive on land. They just brought his body back to over there on the island and they dumped his body there. But see, my thing is, you got to have more than just 3 people involved in this before we continue. I feel like adults played involved in this situation also to cover up. Yeah, that part. I don't think 3 young adults gonna be, they panicking. Them niggas hide up, they loopy, them niggas panicking. They got some help, man. Them 3 Nolan fake friends, they got some help from some adults, and they might have been their own goddamn parents. Cause that shit, nah, man. That's crazy that they had drones out. They had a drone out there. They probably had about 2 drones, and they couldn't find his body. But his body ended up coming up on Monday morning. Make it make sense. Let's continue, bro. Smash that like button, man. We got 104 likes, man. Let's get some more likes in the building. Come on, gang.
Next morning with her, she gave us the rundown.
For your time. Take us back. How did your team first get involved in the search for Nolan?
Yeah, so again, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me live in Chicago. Love that city. So we got our first dispatch late Saturday night on July 4th. A lot of people who were hearing about the story about Nolan not coming home that night. And eventually somebody who knew his mother put us in touch with her. She gave us the rundown of what was going on. She said she was going to be going out in a boat in the next morning. We decided to get involved. We had a couple of volunteers from our Mississippi chapter willing to go out on a boat and bring a drone. They searched around the island. They searched in the water, ran a grid around the island, and didn't find anything that day. So the next morning at first light, I went up with another volunteer in an aircraft out of Gulfport. We flew all around Hornship, Chandelier Islands, and as we came back north after a couple hours toward Horn Island, I noticed some boats on the beach, and I could see that law enforcement was setting up a command post there, and that's when we noticed some human remains on the beach. That was Monday morning, approximately between 8:30 and 9 Central.
Obviously, we mentioned that there are a lot of questions sort of surrounding this entire situation. So for you guys, what have been some of the biggest questions, some of the most even, now unanswered questions, and how have the questions changed since when you guys got into this around the 4th of July versus where we are today?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest question for me is that the last, or as far as eyewitnesses that I've spoken to, the last set of eyes that were on Nolan were approximately 4 o'clock on July 4th. Sometime after that, there seems to be kind of a black hole where nobody can see or account for him. Obviously, he went into the water at some point. We don't know when, and did not come out alive. And he was discovered on Monday morning, almost about a day and a half later. So obviously, there's some questions there. What's making it worse is all these internet, social media clickbaiters who are just flooding social media with all kinds of fake videos, fake reports, accusations. The kids that were friends with Nolan are getting death threats. The families of those kids are getting death threats. And if you look at the parents, despite the tragedy that they're going through, I mean, they're a model for resilience. They're holding it up. They're asking people to, keep it to the facts. Let's investigate. Let's do everything we can to find out what happened. They deserve to know how he died.
You see, I don't agree with that, bro. See, I don't agree with that. We can't sit here and be like, yo, let law enforcement, do their job and all this. Nah, they family part of the law enforcement. One of their families actually a judge down the goddamn courthouse. So how can we believe everything what they telling? And from the beginning of the time that it happened, from the time they said he was missing, they was already holding evidence. They was holding the phone. Oh, y'all forgot over there. Oh, see, that's why I said a rescue person. Shout out to you and shout out to your team that went out there and put the effort to try to go find them. But when you come up and try to say, oh yeah, you know this and that, no, you believe into the law too much. If that's your habit to one of your kids, and it was the same way, you'll feel some type of way, Mr. Rescue and Search. Respectfully. They covered it up from the beginning. It was something strange from the beginning. So how are we just gonna sit back and let the law enforcement do their goddamn job? And it's impossible for a body to go wash off in the water, go and then do a reverse and come back Monday morning. Next thing you know, the body came back and it just landed there on the island. That's impossible. You got sharks, you got all types of shit in that water. Remember, they didn't find Nolan until a day and a half. Come on, man. That's crazy. That's why sometimes when I sit back and I listen to these people, man, I'm be like, nah. I say, man, somebody told you to say a little, just throw a little bit of, throw a little narrative in that story that you're saying. Exactly. You can't sit back and believe these people when they actually worked with the law enforcement, meaning the kids' family and parents. Oh, you think they just gonna give themselves up and their parents? Mr. Search on rescue and search. That's what you think. You think about, yeah, you know what? Little Stevie over here did it. He gotta face the consequences. You really think that? You really think they're gonna tell the truth? Hell no. They're gonna protect their kids before they even protect Nolan. Which every parent gonna do if their kids are right or wrong. That's just our job. Crazy. I'm surprised the FBI didn't jump in this shit. That's a fact, Tanisha. Let's continue though, man. Come on, gang. We got over 200 some people in the chat. We only got 120 likes. You got to be shitting me right now. Come on, nah. Come on. We got to get them likes up. Come on. We got to get them likes up, man. Smash that like button. Let's get them likes up. Come on. At least 150. We only got 119. Come on, gang. Get your membership. Be part of the smoke. Get Team Smoke. Get the membership. Smash the like. Smash the hype. The hype button's on the side with the 3 dots. Share the video and hit the subscribe button. But smash the like button, gang. Come on, man. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to you how I see it. These niggas over here giving us all types of narratives. Nah, Mr. Rescue and Search. Nah, we ain't doing that. Pardon me. We ain't doing that. Talk about, yeah, we should just sit back and let the law enforcement do their job. Nah, hell no. How many cover-up crimes have we seen the law enforcement screw up? I'll sit back and wait. Oh, let me repeat myself. How many times the law enforcement screwed up true crimes? And you know who helped them? Because I can't wait till we get to the part when they start talking about social media. And they saying that a lot of these true crime podcasts, they be acting like they're real detectives. Oh, well, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all detectives be lazy as cases unsolved for the next 20 years. For every law enforcement that's local. Oh, let me repeat myself so I can say this shit clearly. Homicide detective down in these local cities and local towns and all this shit, them niggas half of the time they be lazy if they feel like they don't want to do their job on that case. If they feel like it ain't worthy. So what happens? Unsolved for the next 10, 15, 20 years because y'all laziness. Man, we supposed to believe that y'all gonna do y'all job? Hell no. You know how many unsolved cases and y'all just be like, let's let it go. Nah, we ain't doing that no more. Let's continue, man. Let's continue with this guy right here, man, talking about the time when he went to the island for the people that just coming in. There's one of the rescue and search people, and they didn't find Nolan the first day. They even had drones. Yeah, y'all hear me? They had drones up in the air looking for Nolan. That same day he was missing, the time they reported him, July 4th, and they didn't find him. But we got pictures of this nigga at the pool party with his fake friends. Let's continue, man.
But all the accusations and the clickbait need to stop.
Now, your organization has responded to countless search and rescue missions. How would you say that this specific one, just off the coast of Mississippi, compares to what you guys usually find?
Yes, I mean, just about a month ago, there was a shrimper that went off his boat, kind of in that same area near Pascagoula, Mississippi, and we found him about a week later down at the Chandelier Islands. Unfortunately, he did not survive. As far as just the mechanics and the ops, it's about the same. But with this, when you have just a bright young man who was so well liked with his whole future ahead of him, so many friends, a beautiful family, it just and then of course it's taken on a national attention, which brings a different dynamic to it. That makes it a little different. But as far as our operations, like I keep trying to tell people, we're not investigators. We're not involved in anything post the recovery, other than just trying to. If people reach out to us with information, we'll be happy to share that with authorities. But again, we're not law enforcement. We're not journalists. We're just a bunch of volunteers who are very good at finding missing people.
You mentioned that Nolan went into the water at some point on that day. Do you
Yeah.
have an idea of potentially the water conditions that day, where there's the risk of a rip currents? Was it just a kind of normal sunny day? What was it like down there on the day that he kind of went into the water and never made it back out?
Yeah, so good question. There's normally a rip off that northwest tip of Corn Island that day. From what people who told me that were there, they said that it was very, very strong. And the thing about that part of the island, it's people hang out there because it's a really nice like beach on both sides and it's shallow water. But you can go from like 3 feet of water to like 20 feet of water in a few steps. And if you get caught in that rip and you don't know that you're supposed to swim parallel to the beach or you panic, you can get sucked out very far before you even know what happened. And Nolan didn't know how to swim. Confirmed that with his mother. He was very good shape, 6'1", 180 pounds, football player. But if he panicked, if he was, like had a lot of sun that day, maybe he just wasn't 100%. If he did get sucked out into that ramp, it's possible that he drowned. And I don't think he went too far off because it wasn't too long when he washed up right back in the spot where he was last seen.
That's impossible. How the hell you just gonna wash off? Yo, I'm just listen. I ain't listen, bro. Unless it's a miracle. Now we got to be talking about a goddamn miracle here. You know what I mean? God just brought his body back to the same exact spot. Ha- And this guy had the nerve to say that shit. Yeah, he might have got washed off, and it might have brought him back, washed back. Nigga, Mr. Rescue and Search, and I know that's impossible. That's impossible. How the hell the water gonna bring you right back to the exact spot on Monday morning? But y'all been out there searching on Saturday and Sunday, but y'all couldn't find nobody. Monday morning come around, whatever. Y'all find Nolan. That's impossible. That body didn't get washed up by the goddamn water. Hell no. He said, doesn't he said, what he said? Hold on, what Rock said? Doesn't salt water eat at the body? Last time I recall, yeah. And his body was out there rock for like a day and a half until they found him. What was it? Rock Monday morning? If I don't believe it, if I'm mistaken, put it in the chat. I think Monday morning, that was the time they found him. Come on, that's impossible. And then the rescue and search gonna sit there and say, yeah, his body got washed away. And I believe that on the water wave brought him back and brought him right back exactly where he was at. That's impossible, Mr. Rescue and Search. You know that deep in your goddamn heart, that's impossible. Let me see the analytics on your paper where all the people you rescue and some situation happened like that the water washed them away and then brought them right back to the island a day and a half later. Let me see a story in your book about that, because that's impossible. That's impossible. His body would have got eaten up. Something would have happened in that water for a day and a half. Come on, man. And like Rock said, that salt eats your body and all that, so his body would have been looking crazy. And he didn't get bitten by nothing out there for a day and a half, just floating in the water. This had that vision in y'all. Come on, man. This paint the picture, gang. Your body don't get touched, eaten, nothing. Your body unalive in the water, just floating for a day and a half. And then it decided to come back Monday morning. It was like, oh, no, let me bust a reverse and let me bring my body back to the island. That shit doesn't work like that. That shit doesn't work like that. You say Coast Guard with the police. You feel what I'm saying, Dante? Because Dante, that shit don't even sound right. And he really gonna throw that out there too, the Coast Guard. Like, man, rescue and search guy. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is bugged out, man. He said, bright afternoon, smoke you don't know it takes 38 to 48 hours for a body to float in the water. But how the hell his body come back to the same spot? That's a lot of hours your body just floating in the water and then it decided to just come back where you originally was at. And just landed on the sand like this. And then hold up. Everybody forgot about this? There was a couple that spent the night on a goddamn island overnight that day. Remember his father said when they came that Sunday, they ain't find them. That Monday, they found them. But it was a family out there on the island that spent the night from July 4th going into Sunday. Impossible. They unalive Nolan in a whole different location, and that shit got to be on land somewhere. Let's continue. Oh yeah, I can't wait till you start talking about the social media and true crime podcasts. I know they're gonna have a ball with this shit because they trying to discredit them. And let me tell you, somebody said in the chat, not for nothing, social media true crime podcasts, the ones that got a big following, they solve more cases than a homicide that got jobs. Y'all don't think them homicides be on here looking at these podcasts trying to get ideas? Hell yeah, especially with these big high profile cases like this one. So for them to discredit social media true crime podcasters, that shit is bugged out to me, but they about to get to that part. Let's continue.
Brian, you touched on something that I want to kind of circle back around on, because we've heard this a lot in other sort of investigations similar to this, the concept of the social media investigators. And it kind of feels like with
Here we go. That's when they start talking about it. Let's go. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. That's the part when they're going to discredit. They're going to discredit social media podcasters, true crimes, the ones that handle a lot of homicide cases, and they actually be solving them more than a homicide people that actually got jobs. Let's continue. Smash that like button, gang. Come on, let's get 150 likes in the building.
With the rise of, you touched on something that I want to kind of circle back around on, because we've heard this a lot in other sort of investigations similar to this, the concept of the social media investigators. And it kind of feels like with the rise of, I don't know, these true crime documentaries, that now everybody thinks that they can sit behind a keyboard and figure these things out. And you got people throwing out theories and people getting on, chat rooms and talking to each other about that. And that really can have an impact, a negative impact on ongoing investigations. So can you emphasize to people at home, this is not a hobby to be getting into these things and trying to figure them out for, a lot of people, you're sitting in your basement at home behind a computer. You very likely don't know anything more than anybody else does. I mean,
you heard that, yo. Hold on. We ain't done. You heard how they talk about true crime podcasters? Social media true crime podcaster. He said they got no life. They sit in the basement by themselves and they trying to figure out behind the keyboard. Whoa. Yo, shout out to my true crime podcasters, because I rock with y'all on YouTube, TikTok, all that. Y'all do more work than an actually homicide detective. They actually solve more cases, not for nothing, respectfully, for the people that's on that platform talking, than an actual homicide investigator. Detective. So for him to discredit them and say, oh, they some lonely people, they just in the basement. He said they in the basement and everything. That shit is bugged out to me. But let's continue. Smash that like button, man. Let's get these likes up to 200 something likes, man. We got 300 something people in the building. Let's go. Exactly, Katrina. Who paid them? Who payroll he on? Exactly.
I mean that respectfully, to figure them out for, a lot of impact, a negative impact on ongoing investigations. So can you emphasize to people at home, this is not a hobby to be getting into these things and trying to figure them out for, a lot of people, you're sitting in your basement at home behind a computer. You very likely don't know anything more than anybody else does. I mean that respectfully to those people.
Sure. It's a double-edged sword, because on one hand, it brings a lot of attention, which this case does need and deserve attention until the facts all come out. But on the other hand, like you said, look, we get contacted by true crime people all the time, like when we're on searches for, Sebastian Rogers in Tennessee a couple of years ago to Nancy Guthrie in Arizona earlier this year. And I will say that the true crime community, very special bunch. Okay. And a lot of them don't have any idea what they're doing. They've never gone on a search and rescue in their life, but they just follow a lot of these cases and become.
Wow. Oh, I just want to pause it there. Wow. He going to big them up. Hold up. He going to give them credit, the true crime podcasters, He gonna give them credit, and then he gonna say they ain't got no idea what they doing. They ain't got no idea how to do this. How the hell you gonna give them credit, and then in a quick second you gonna say they don't know what they doing? You talking crazy. Oh, you just had a credit all yet. Sometimes they be on it, but then yeah, they ain't got no idea how to do this. They just bro, shout out to the true crime podcasters. Continue doing your job. Continue doing the successful jobs y'all be doing because y'all damn near be solving damn near about 75% of these high profile homicide cases that end up on the internet. Can we all agree with that? Because they on TikTok, they on every platform, giving out clues, giving ideas in their basement. Like y'all want to say, oh, they in their basement lonely. They don't got nothing doing. Yeah, they're giving y'all clues and ideas while y'all eating donuts and shit and drinking coffee, allegedly. You can't make this shit up, boy. He just straight discredit. Whoa. Let's get.
Obsessive compulsive crime community, very special bunch. Okay. And a lot of them don't have any idea what they're doing. They've never gone on a search and rescue in their life, but they just follow a lot of these cases. They become obsessive compulsive on these types of cases, and they just think they're experts. And some of them are pretty good. Some of them do provide valuable information, but for the most part, they're just lonely people, and this is their hobby. So they need to stop theorizing, leave that to the professional investigators, people that do it for a living. And I'm admitting I am not an investigator. I'm a search and rescue guy. I will go find your loved one. I'm not going to be that good at telling you what happened to them.
Well, to that point, you mentioned that you guys are volunteers. For people who are unfamiliar with the United Cajun Navy, can you just give us a little bit of background on who you guys are?
Yeah, thanks. So we were, our roots go back to post-Hurricane Katrina when everybody remembers the floodwaters in New Orleans and the woeful response from the government. And fast forward to 2016, there's some more devastating floods around the Baton Rouge area. And our founder, Todd Terrell, decided that there needed to be a full-time organization of volunteers, bringing us back to that civil defense mindset of American resilience, where everybody should have enough skills to be able to take care of themselves and their families for at least a week in a disaster. You just have to assume that no help is coming. But we feel that we're the vehicle for that civilian volunteer response, and we've grown to.
Shout out to Javon Green for grabbing the membership. Salute, salute. Thank you for being part of Team Smooth. Javonna Green, shout out to Javonna Green, man. Salute. Appreciate that for grabbing your membership.
To now 15 chapters across the nation, and we have now done 8 international deployments. I have a team in Venezuela right now helping out with the earthquake. And anybody that wants to find out more, UnitedCajunNavy.org, and we're on all the social medias. Just make sure you put United Cajun Navy, you get the right one.
And Brian, you've made it very clear that you are not an investigator. You are more on the search and rescue side of this. But obviously, you spent your time around cases like this. What is the next step in this process? And in your opinion, from what you know and from people you've maybe spoken with, how long do you think it'll be before we get some of those concrete answers that everybody is kind of looking for here?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is wait for the autopsy results. The preliminary report, drowning, just people putting eyeballs on them.
There we go. There we go with the drowning. Now, according to him, he's saying, "Oh, once again, you see how he try to correct himself." Yeah, the point to the to the body, they appeared that they called it an accidental drowning. How y'all know that shit was accidental drowning? How y'all know that shit happened by accident? That's what kills me about this shit. Then he's saying, yeah, they went by eyeball. So meaning that they looked at it and they assumed that he drowned by accident. So that's the first thing on your mind. Oh, let's play reverse psychology, or let's play reverse role over here. Let it have been little Stevie they found on Monday morning. That would have been your first thought. And little Stevie was out there on the island. Hold up, with 2, 3 other black kids? No, that absolutely wouldn't have been the thing. Y'all would have been like, yo, something strange happened. But the first thing y'all assumed that he accidentally drowned, that's crazy to me. He said, yeah, we're going by the eyeball according to what I heard. They think that he drowned. How about bringing the body to the medical center first instead of throwing narratives out there like it wasn't a crime and he drowned? That was the first 2 narratives y'all threw out there in the beginning of this goddamn situation. He drowned, allegedly, or, like the sheriff said, yeah, there wasn't no true crime. There wasn't no crime involved. How you know, too? Y'all niggas these people are bugged out to me, bro. Let's continue with this Coast Guard talking this police stuff.
Saying it doesn't look like anything. Yeah, so I think the first thing is wait for the autopsy results. The preliminary report from the people that found Nolan is that it was an apparent drowning. Now, again, this is just people putting eyeballs on him, saying it doesn't look like anything, any other kind of, blunt force trauma to the body other than a drowning. Again, that's secondhand from what I've heard. Wait for the autopsy results to come out. There's going to be the one from the Mississippi State Examiner, and the family's hired a private doctor to do a private autopsy. So you're going to have two different sets of medical eyes and educations.
For the people that's just coming in, man, we got 400 people in the building. We only got 173 likes. Smash that like button, gang. Please do me that favor. That's all I need is that like, that hype, and that sub. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We got 173 likes. We need more likes. There's about 400 something people in the building. We got over 300 something people in the building. Let's smash that like button. That's all I need right there. Come on, gang. Because we're not done. Let's get them likes up. Come on, let's get them likes up. Let's get them likes up. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Can we get some likes? Some people dipping and dodging. Hey, man, we need more likes, though, gang. Come on. There you go. 5 more likes. We had 200. And let's continue with this Coast Guard talking about, yeah, I think that he drowned and all this. Well, that's what they tell me. Come on, cut it out, man. Cut it out. 5 more likes. Let's get to 200, gang. Let's go. Because we got to continue talking about this. This ain't no goddamn, no natural, no accidental drowning. This ain't none of that. It's a whole crime behind this situation, alleged. And we all can see it and we all can smell it. Let's continue, man. Continue smashing that like button. Do me that favor. I appreciate that. Let's continue and subscribe to the channel.
On this, let's see what they say. Let's let the cops keep talking to all the people who were there that day, people who know Nolan, who have real credible information to share. And then from there, they should be able to glean what happened. But I think the autopsy results are going to be the silver bullet, personally.
You mentioned that kind of the knee-jerk reaction is to assume that this is a drowning. But, when you hear Nolan's parents calling for a full, transparent investigation, does that imply that they at least think that there's the possibility of something else?
I think they just want to know. I think good, bad, or indifferent, they want to know if it was an accident or if it was not. They deserve to know. Obviously, there's a lot of people in their ear. There's a lot of people who make a living off of, stirring divisiveness and chaos. And I'm going to say something really uncomfortable. For some reason, there's been a real pushback, especially from certain demographics, that Nolan had such a diverse group of friends. And they have to understand his community that he's from. He's an upper middle class kid. That's a pretty affluent community. It's pretty normal to have, friends, who are different races and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. But that just seems to bother a lot of people. And so they automatically jump to the conclusion of, oh, well, he was the only black kid, so they did something to him. Well, he was not the only black kid on the island that day. He just happened to be the only black kid in that boat, in a flotilla of boats that went out there that day. And we were told that he was going to get a ride back with somebody else, which is also very common. That's a community ferry system out there. Unfortunately, he didn't come back. I'm sure if his friends had to do it all over again, they would have forced him into the boat and took him home.
All right, Brian, really appreciate your time this morning. I want to leave you with this. What message would you have for Nolan's family as they're just kind of wrapped up in all of this drama that we've seen surrounding the death of their young son, who's obviously gone far too long?
Yeah,
far too soon.
Lean on yourselves. I talked about how strong that Christine and Nolan's father have been through this. Lean on yourselves, lean on your family, lean on your friends, lean on your community, and just do everything you can. Lean on your faith if you have to. Do everything you can to get through it, because they have a really, really...
All right, enough of this Coast Guard, man. Shout out to you for making the effort to go look for him. Shout out to you for actually giving us good information about y'all using the drones, and y'all didn't find the body on July 4th on the dispatch call when y'all got the call saying that Nolan was missing at that time. and you actually went out there according to you. Now, we're going to go by your word, Mr. Coast Guard. We're going to go by what you're saying. You said y'all searched that shit up and down. Y'all couldn't find nothing. Y'all used a drone. Wasn't no heat sensor. There wasn't nothing. So we're going to go by what you said. But see, a lot of people want to believe that he just washed away and it came back Monday morning. I'm not going with that story. I'm just sorry. There's sharks. There's all types of shit in that goddamn water. The Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of AKA Gulf of America, whatever the hell that shit called. Because you know Trump trying to change the name or did change the name. I don't know, whatever. But anyway, there's sharks. There's all types of shit in there. There's no way in the world his body survived a day and a half, bro, and it came back Monday morning. I'm sorry. We looking at a whole true crime in this shit. That's exactly what we looking at. Now we got to figure out where the hell he got unalive at. Did he got unalive on land, or did he get unalive on a boat on the way going to the land? We don't know. Now we seeing pictures that people saying is AI. This is the pictures right here. People saying these are AI pictures, but these shits actually came out of Evan IG thread. Now, you know, there's 2 different apps on that shit. People saying that the shit came over there. I don't know. We just got to bring it to the light because anything is possible. Anything could be true, and some things could be fake. But when I look at this picture once again, I see a little bit of sus going on, and I also see a grown-ass man in the middle of this damn pool. And this man is not a young adult that's right there in the middle. And we all know how grown-ass men can act when they get drunk or they probably could get high. Shit is crazy, man. Continue smashing that like button for the people that's coming in the building because we ain't done. Now, let's get to this protest. I want to get to this protest video right quick. Because I brought this up in the beginning of the video. Now, I respect the protest activists and all that that's going down there trying to find out the truth. Like I said earlier, we got people on the internet that speak all this. Yeah, you know, you got to do this. You know, the Umars and the Rashid and all. This is y'all lane right here. This is y'all lane. When it comes to black and white little stories and all this that's hitting the internet, hitting worldwide, hitting nation and all this is y'all lane. Dr. Umar Johnson, Tariq Rashid, and more others. I respect y'all craft. I respect what y'all do. So let's get that straight. But the only thing I'm trying to figure out here, why y'all not down there in Mississippi? You and the other people this is y'all lane. Why we got to get protest people down there talking about religion? We don't need religion involved in this situation. We need the truth to come out. We don't need no march, and this is respectfully. And I'm saying this respectfully. We don't need a march line and shit talking about religion and black power. We don't need that shit, bro. That shit doesn't work. How many times we're going to go through this? How many times we're going to line up and talk all this religion shit, break it? No, it doesn't work. You know what work? Gather up, go down there, put the pressure on them, and have some signs up, but talking your shit, though. That's what works. The more people you bring, the more pressure is going to be. But all that other shit y'all be trying to bring, it doesn't work. We done seen this shit. I done seen this shit for 40-something plus years, and I ain't seen nothing work when it get to that level. I'm just saying this shit respectfully. Because if it did work, why Trayvon Martin, the dude that unalive Trayvon Martin, why he's still walking around? I don't see no religion handed in that part. He's still eating popcorn, eating all types. He's still living. Rest in peace to Trayvon Martin. Come on, man. Let's cut this shit out. We got to think better, do better, and we got to put the pressure on them if you want things to be solved. We don't need all that extra noise in the back. Nah, we don't need that, man. You got to come down there with your foot down and put that shit on their neck to find out the truth. Pardon me. I'm just tired. And I know everybody else tired. Let's get to a little protest video, and y'all going to understand what the hell I'm talking about. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video, man.
I want to take all of them. Because in Mississippi throughout history, we've seen.
Now, this is one of the peaceful protests they did. They all gathered up. I ain't got nothing wrong with this. I don't have nothing wrong with this. You just got to bring more people involved. Now, I mean, put a little more pressure, allegedly. Now, we don't condone violence, but when you put more pressure, we understand things get solved. Let's continue.
So many things get brushed and swept underneath the rug. But I want everybody here to know that it will take every voice. Okay. Black, white, Chinese, it doesn't matter. It's going to take all of us. Because for so many years, and I know a lot of people are saying it's not a race thing, and don't say it's a race thing, but it's very so much true and important that race has played an important role in American history. Oh, yes. And so
You see, this the problem I got right here. We don't need all this extra loud shit right here. We don't need all this niggas lining up, going down there causing problems. Now, I'm being honest about this because, like I said, I'm going by what I've seen from the last 40-something plus years I've been living. Every time we get to this level right here, things don't get solved. It get worse. It get worse. It get worse. And let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Shout out to 601, man, and Park.
Are you ready? Always ready. Ho, I am a son of a God. I'm a son of a God. I got the power of God. I got the power of God. Hey, Nolan Wells. Hey, Nolan Wells. Judah, part of the 12. You're right. Hey, Nolan Wells. Hey, Nolan Wells. Not forget about you. Not forget about you.
You know why I got a problem about this, man? Because this some old slavery shit. This some lying up, man. We ain't in that goddamn era no more. We ain't in that era no more. We ain't gonna be talking like it's 1950 and we marching down to the hey, man. We ain't in that shit no more. Man, niggas is butt, man. Listen, that's why I got mad because, like I said, how many years I've been living, that shit doesn't work. Boycott, nigga. Stop buying they shit, nigga. Don't buy no more clothes. Don't buy no more stuff. That shit works right there. They do it to us all the time. Why you think they don't come support soul food restaurants and stuff like that? I sit back and wait. What happens? Next thing you know, 8 months to a year, nigga, grandma and pop shop, nigga, that shit closed down. You walk up, you like, damn, I didn't even know they closed this shit down. You know why? Because other cultures ain't supporting it. When you don't support something, nigga, eventually that shit gonna close down, and that's something that we gotta do to them. They got a nice little deli on the corner, nigga, whatever. Don't support that shit. They got a nice little restaurant, Thailand, whatever. And I'm saying this, what people need to do now to handle stuff. It's not a racist thing, what I'm saying. If you want stuff to happen, you got to boycott that shit. You got to stop going to them places. That's how you handle business. That's how you handle business. All that marching boot camp shit, oh man, that shit played out, bro. Respectfully, it's played out. Like Gohar said on God, that shit played out. It's a new generation. Niggas need to stop doing that shit. I seen that shit, man. That shit, I'm like, man, this shit busting me down right now. I seen that. I said, man, I gotta talk about this because this shit need to get to the light. Y'all gotta cut this shit. And I'm not saying, listen, okay, we were the son of God. Okay, we know that. We know we ain't gotta do no marching boot camp of this shit though. For what? For what? To cause more problems? Make it make sense. He said, I beg to differ to a combination of both. Okay, but not for nothing. What that shit gonna handle? Big Dub Club. What's gonna happen? You tell me Big Dub Club is boycotting the clothes that these people wear, they make that we buy, going to their restaurants, going to the restaurant that they own, or going to their local stores or they own or local anything. You telling me that we stop doing that? You telling me they ain't gonna go out of business? You telling me about marching, boot camping, and all that shit, and this is respectfully, Big Dub. This respectfully. You saying both, but not for nothing. Marching and doing all that shit cause more problems. It's just looking. They gonna sit back like, oh, these guys want problems now. They bringing the whole boot camp down here. That's it. That's it. Whack to me. It doesn't solve the problem. If you want to solve the problem, boycott the shit, find the problem, and find the real answers. And have some strong brothers behind you that's willing to do that type of shit. All that marching, putting hands on them and all that shit ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. It's just making us look bad. A lot of people don't like what I'm saying, but hey. Sometimes the solution is violence, but hey, man, sometimes that violence could cause more violence, man. You get what I'm saying? That group won't listen to the reason or you a house girl, huh? It's on the house cut. Mac Black, I'll let you get that. You ain't say nothing crazy. You said we not human beings. That's what I'm saying. These niggas that man, listen, man. Niggas is talking like I'm talking crazy. All right, let's get him out of here. That's all we gotta do with you. We ain't gonna bust us down. Niggas acting like I'm talking crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm not. It's 2026. How many times we gonna continue doing the same routine over and over? That doesn't really solve nothing. You know what solves shit? When you got brothers and you got brothers down there in your local goddamn on courthouse, politicians, they taking over certain seats, they're helping out the community. That's what solves shit. All that extra shit, that shit don't solve it. That shit just extra loud noise, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. That's all that is. What we got here next? Let's continue, man, because we got to get to the point that why the hell they throwing pictures of him being in the swimming pool, and some people saying it's AI, but we gotta look at it both. It could be AI or it could be the truth. But let's continue though. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Hype your boy up.
About the Nolan Wells case. So Boogie Lowdown is on Facebook, and when they started talking about the Nolan Wells case, Katie Hudson, Warren's mother, reached out to them, and these screenshots were since deleted, but Boogie Lowdown keeps reposting them. So the mother starts, she talks about how they love Nolan and blah, 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 and that Warren was pleading with Nolan to get on the boat. Please get on the boat. There's so many gaps and discrepancies within this statement. Because then she goes on to say that Warren was the first one to notice Nolan was missing. When he was pleading with them to go on the boat. Wyatt was the one who had the boat. Apparently, she went out there. She was there briefly for 10 minutes and took a picture with their son. Wyatt's boat broke down and it was towed in. How was it towed in? Did they call the Coast Guard then? And did they notice anything at that point? Then she goes on to say that Warren was the first one to notice that Nolan was missing. If he was pleading with him to get on the boat, he would have known that he didn't get on the boat, or did he get on the boat? And something happened with the boat. They called the Coast Guard. Did he try to swim back and they let him? What happened? There's so many gaps. She then says that they were the first ones to call the police. No, Nolan's mother was the first one to contact the police. Nolan's mother did say that the friends had contacted the Coast Guard. So did they contact the Coast Guard when the boat was breaking down? Is that when? Or was the Coast Guard contacted twice? Those are public records, and the family has attained Attorney Crump. There's so many questions.
That's been going around social media where people think that they're hearing an argument between people and they're wondering whether or not Nolan is one of the people in that argument. You just described that you had another friend, not Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
Yes.
So, but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell. It's too far away, but
Y'all believe him when he say that? Now that's one of Nolan's close friends, one of his black side friends, not his white friends. His name is Javon. Now he did an interview with TMZ, which I kind of find it kind of funny, because the police didn't even interview Javon, but TMZ like, yo, how the hell the police ain't the interview, but you giving us this? He said, I don't know. That's why I believe allegedly it's a whole cover up. There's a lot of shit going on here. But do y'all believe that Javon said that he can't tell that's on Nolan in the video? He said that's Miss Special said that's his best friend. You believe he said that he can't tell? Because if that's your best friend, and I went on his channel, he put a tribute up. I mean, shout out to Javon for putting up a tribute, a statement. I mean, shout out to him. My condolences to him. But how the hell you can't tell that's your best friend though? That's the thing I'm kind of curious. Not for nothing. I've been around brothers my whole life. I could be around dudes that I just know, and we grew up in the same hood. If I see a video, somebody like, yo, I think that's him right there. I could tell. Know what I mean? You could tell easily. But I just want to ask y'all, do y'all believe him though? Y'all believe Javon? Somebody said Javon is lying. He was standing there with Nolan on the ocean line. Let's get some more likes in the building. Let's get 300 likes in the building, gang. You said I'm not buying the smoke. You know what? Your friend sound and walk like in gang on gang. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, go. You know how your friends sound and walk. You know what I mean? If you grew up with them since elementary days, you know what I mean? So please check the boat out. Something not right. I could spot my best friend 10 miles away. I don't believe it. No, he should be able to tell. A lot of people not agreeing with that shit, bro. He said, "Were there any adults on the boat with the boys?" That's a good question, Janelle Hollins. That's a good question, but there's a lot of it was a lot of adults on that island with they boats. So we ain't just talking about young college kids. No, there was grown ass men on the island also. And they all know each other. Like people said, it's a community that everybody know each other. If they don't know them, they know their parents, them grown ass people. So they know the young adults' parents on their side. If you get what I'm saying, their side. Oh yeah, there was definitely some more. There was adults on that island. They definitely were. They killed him at a pool party allegedly. Then brought him back to the island and pieced his body there. That's what I think we are on real reality. I think so too, alleged. I think so too. He lying. His mother couldn't confirm it either. Smoke riddle me this. Why they ain't them crack? Why they ain't them? They touched down and called Nolan family to let them know he decided to stay on the island. And we have his phone. That's what I was saying, Daryl. And remember how Mama Love got the phone? Mama Love got the phone through a homegirl. A homegirl went to go get the phone from a parent. One of the boys' parents handed the phone to her homegirl. A homegirl came back, gave the phone back to her Mama Love. So all that narrative in the beginning that the little homies, I mean his little fake friends went to the Mama Love and handed them the phone, that shit was a lie. Mama Love got that phone from her friend because her friend went to the house and she received the phone with one of their parents. And I think it was the stepmother, the judge. I don't know. I'm just saying alleged. But some parent had Mama Love friend the phone. And Lord knows what they did with that goddamn phone the whole time while Mama Love friend is on her way to the house. They could have been tampering, deleting all types of shit. Which all that shit should come to the light. Somebody said he drowned. Get over it. Yeah, let's get you out of here. Let's get you out of here. I can't stand back and watch nobody, especially kids and women. But let's continue, though. Smash that like button, man. Let's get 300 likes in the building because we got more to talk about.
In that
Nolan, another friend who was in and got into a dispute. Is that video the other argument that you were talking about?
yes.
So,
That
but is that Nolan in the video?
I can't tell, it's too far away, but in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear, like from the side. It's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it.
So we had a whole nother situation where there was an argument. So now we're looking at a few arguments on the land where everybody's loopy, and Lord knows if everybody, know what I mean, high off of something, we don't know. We're just gonna say alleged. But the key thing is that we see that there's more arguments than the one argument. We assume that it just happened on the island. So now we're looking at, okay, it wasn't just one argument. There was more arguments. And what a coincidence, one of the arguments that was happening, Javon said that's one of his friends. Now we got to find out if that's Nolan's friend also. Obviously, it got to be. And they said they tried to take the friend that was bugging out, starting a lot of arguments. They tried to take him back to land. You can't make this shit up. There's so many goddamn stories you can't make up. For the people that just coming in, smash that like button. Let's get a 300 likes in the building, please. Smash the like. The only thing I need is that like, that hype, and that sub. That's all I need. Let's continue.
So video, I feel like the voices are too clear, like from the side. It's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was
losing
that
it,
about?
he was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have. I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not talked to you yet.
No sir.
That's
I don't
odd.
see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunherd, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and the all those people were there.
Well,
Not the
I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his body was found. And I would think they would at least want to know, hey, just the things we're asking.
Right.
You know, did you ever hear of any of this stuff? It's odd to me.
Just to gather information.
Yeah,
as
that
part
the
of their
cops wouldn't have
investigation.
contacted you. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine. Like, I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, I have nothing to hide. Like, that's my boy, and I want him to find justice. Like that, like this whole case thing, like whatever, like this whole situation, and none of this adds up to me. So like, it's really hard, like, for like people to just like keep on saying things when like none of it adds up.
I don't know, gang. That's why I'm asking y'all. Y'all believe Lord Javon? I don't know. It's kind of spooky, man. It's real spooky with this whole thing, because now we getting a whole bunch of arguments. Now we getting a whole bunch of people. Give me 1 second. Now we getting a whole bunch of arguments. Now we getting a whole bunch of people that spin the narrative a lot. Something ain't right. That's a fact. God first. He said, I think he capping. He said, I don't trust him. He said, how it sounds like your friend, but you don't know your friend Nolan voice. That's a good thing right there, Gina. That's a fact, right? How you don't know your friend voice? He said, 1 spoon of chocolate movie on all need see Oregon Harvest. Somebody said they thinking there's some Oregon shit going on, alleged. Cops have not spoken to him. The eye said Harvey, who is a lawyer, he knows something just ain't right. Yeah, Harvey could smell that shit. You know, Harvey used to be a lawyer, so Harvey like, man, the sun ain't right here. Like, he said the cops ain't talk to you, but you telling me this story? And you know, Harvey used to be, shout out to TMZ. Harvey used to be a goddamn lawyer and all that. So he's like, and you giving us this story and the cops ain't gonna interview? Oh, nah, something ain't right. Man, even Harvey could know something ain't right, man. Shout out to TMZ and Harvey over there for real. That was his real friend. He said he went to the party and it happened on the land. That's what I think, Sonia. I think the same thing. Shout out to Sonia Huey. You know what I mean? I think that should happen on the land. That's a fact. I think that should exactly happen on the land. He said that was a Nolan voice. That's what he said. He said it was a Nolan voice, but then he said he can't really tell. So it's like, well, which one is it then, little nigga? You know what I mean? He was too busy trying to clear his own name. He said, what was the point of the interview? A lot of people were saying that. They were saying, what's the point of the interview? But the whole time of the interview, you're not giving no type of information. You said you really can't tell that's Nolan on the island with the video. That's an argument. The first video we seen, you said, yeah, I really can't tell that's Nolan. Then you explain where the voice is coming from. You don't believe the voice is coming over there. Then you give us a third narrative saying that there was another argument at the same time, and they was trying to get your boy. You said one of your boys was arguing. They was trying to bring him back to the land because he was bugging out. What was he bugging out over, though? And why the police didn't interview nobody in that other argument group? Why they didn't go interview them too? You see what I'm talking about here? The police haven't done their job at all. They haven't interviewed none of these shit. They want to tell us none of these people. They want to tell us that they are interviewing them. You got a little dude named Javon saying that y'all ain't interview him yet. And then we got a whole nother argument over here with a group of people why y'all ain't interview them. Maybe somebody over there took their anger out on Nolan. Anybody ever figure that out? Maybe the person that was in a whole argument on a whole nother group took his anger out on Nolan. Remember, Javon said they was trying to bring his man back because he was arguing and he was bugging out. Remember, little Javon said that in the TMZ on the interview. So that tells me he was out there bugging. He probably was trying to put hands on everybody. When you try to bring somebody back to the land, the way Javon explained it, can I ask y'all a question? My first thought is, man, that little nigga was bugging. He probably was trying to put hands on people because he was drunk. Who's we to say he ain't attacked Nolan or whoever else? Because the way I look at that picture, the way Javon explained it, hold up, let's go back.
Have you seen the video that's been going?
Video.
I can't tell. It's too far away. But in that video, I feel like the voices are too clear. Like from the side, it's too clear for it to be that far away, for it to be Nolan arguing. And then also that altercation, it sounds just like my other friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was
losing
that
it?
about?
Bingo. Why you think Harvey said, ho, 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 now go back, little man, pedal back right quick. Why you think Harvey stopped him? Why you think Harvey stopped him? Because that's very interesting. Like I said, people got anger. So if one person is over here arguing and he's drunk, we don't know what type of anger he got. We don't know this dude drunk. A lot of people that drink, they want to put hands on people sometimes. They want to put hands on people sometimes. So we don't know if this dude was angry or he might have put a hands on Nolan. That's why I said Harvey said, yo, hold up, pedal back. Somebody else was arguing and y'all trying to take him back to the land because he was bugging out. Let's go, gang. Let's go, gang. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. This a whole cover up, man. Let's go. Possibility that person they try to take back might have put hands on Nolan. And he might have been at the pool party also. Who's we to say the person they try to take back to the land, he might have been at the pool party. And he probably was still loopy and still bugging out, like Javon said. Little Javon, shout out to him. Let's continue.
Out.
They were trying to get him back to land because he was on the boat. And they were trying to, like, friend that got into the altercation on the boat. And they were trying to, like, as he was in that altercation, I was calming him down. They were trying to get him out off the island. They were trying to get him back to land because he was just losing it. So
Describe that. That's kind of interesting. What was that about?
He was just very hostile. Like he was just like really like mad. Like they were just trying to, like, the parents on that boat were trying to get him out.
I'm curious if the police have. I know they said they're still investigating. Did any investigators ever speak to you about what you saw that day?
No, sir.
Really?
Okay.
Cops have not.
No, sir. I don't see why the cops would have. I don't see why the cops would have to talk to me. I mean, obviously, like, you know, like I had said my plea, like, because whenever I had talked to the people at Sunheard, it was whenever, you know, the body was discovered, and the autopsy people and the all those people were there.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm surprised. Because you knew Nolan well, and you knew that he was friends with these guys who were the last ones to be around him before his.
Let me pause it right here. Matter of fact, we done with that video. Let me say something, because I got time today. Stop being internet detective. Do you see me here with paperwork? Phased on Samson? Fires on Samson? You sound like, oh, I don't know who called their kids fires on now, whatever they have, phase on, fires on, whatever. Do you see me here with paperwork breaking shit down? Do you see me here with a board clip on the board breaking shit down? Do you see me here got a hotline for people to call in and give their... Do you see me doing any shit like that? You know what I'm doing? Since you want to say internet detective, I'm reacting to what we already got on the internet, bozo. I'm giving my opinion what's already on the internet, bozo. Now you understand? Since I gotta break it down A, B, C, and D to you, pause. You see anybody here that I'm interviewing? Yeah, so what you was doing the night of the night of the crime. You see anybody here that I'm interviewing? Real homicide shit? Bozo. Giving my opinion on what is already on the internet and we react to it. You ever heard of an opinion? Your own opinion? You telling me you don't sit back with your wifey at home, wherever the hell you with, and you telling me y'all don't watch something? You like, yo, man, you telling me you don't watch TV shows and give your opinion on what's gonna happen next? Bozo. You playing detective at home. You just not on the internet with a platform. Bozo. Hello. Hello. You telling me you don't sit Power, Raising Canaan, and all that, any show you watch, you telling me you ain't giving your opinion on what's going to happen on the next episode? You playing detective, bozo. I told you I got time, man. Let's continue. You wanted my answer, right? That's what you put that in the chat, so I'm just giving you my answer. I'm giving you my opinion. Niggas is bugged out. Let's continue, gang. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video. Now, we're going to get to a video, actually, right? I don't know if this is an ex-judge, actually, that's going viral, but he's an ex-judge out there, and he said, like I've been saying, everybody else been saying. Why they haven't locked up the kids, the young adults that grabbed the phone, that's tampering with evidence from day one? I don't care if it was a crime or not. They didn't even take them down there for questioning.
Off the bench for speaking out publicly. A former Mississippi judge who was ran off the bench for speaking out publicly against racism said that an arrest should have been made already in the case of Nolan Wells.
But the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is...
Hey, mods, Miss Special, all my mods, let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all got the block button for y'all? The block people? If y'all don't, I got to switch it up. Clarity, all my mods, somebody put yes. When y'all go to somebody, are y'all able to block somebody? Put them in timeout, block, whatever. If y'all don't know, check that out now. Just go to somebody's name, see what you can do. Somebody put in their own comment, yes. All right, good looking. Any little BS? He said here. Rock saying his shit here. Oh, all right, Rock, I got you. All right, let's continue, man. Smash that like button. I just want to make sure y'all able to block people too. You know what I mean? That's why y'all the mods. Shout out to all my mods that's in the building. Let's continue, man.
Judge who was ran off the bench for speaking out publicly against racism said that an arrest should have been made already in the case of Nolan Wells.
But the person that took his phone committed a crime right there. There are witnesses to who took that phone. If an affidavit is signed, an arrest warrant could be signed by a judge in Mississippi to go after that person that had that phone unlawfully. You know, based on his own words, Nolan Wells' words while he was alive, he did not give whoever had that phone permission to have that phone. So was that theft? I think if an affidavit is signed, if it was presented to me when I was a judge, I would have signed an arrest warrant for the person for theft of that phone.
Yeah, man, so there.
Hey, yo, get Faizon Sampson ass out of here. Somebody block Faizon. Get him out of here. One of my mods, block him before I block him. Get his little 2-minute shine right quick. Get him out of here, man. Miss Special, somebody. Get Faizon out of here.
There you have it, a former Mississippi judge saying that things are not going according to procedure. And it's important to note that the parents of one of Nolan's so-called friends is a judge in that area. And even though we're still waiting for the facts to come out, I always thought it was suspicious that Nolan's parents had to track down his cell phone when Nolan's so-called friends had it the whole time. Yeah, man, according to Moore, the cell phone could be the catalyst that leads law enforcement to a suspect, or at least puts pressure on one of the kids to give up a suspect.
That's the whole shit, man. When you got a stepmom that's a judge, and like this ex-judge said, if he really was an ex-judge and the way he said it, he said the first thing they should have did was trying to get an affidavit on the phone. Y'all niggas got the phone over there. That's tampering. We got to check that phone. We don't know what y'all did with that phone. Y'all done had a phone for plenty of time. Mama Love friend had to go get the phone, so that's a whole nother story too. And then they didn't even hand the phone to Mama Love friend. The parent, one of the parents of the kids, the young adults. I keep saying kids. They young adults. One of the young adults' parents hand the phone to Mama Love friend. And who is the parent that hand the phone to Mama Love friend? That's what I want to find out right there. Because if it's the judge, this shit gonna get more crazy. Let's get to Secret Sand, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to this. Hey, yo, go hard. I gotta definitely get you a ranch, man. I got you, champ.
Now, I have to start. I don't know. This could be all alleged, but there's a woman, Alazia Spencer, who says, bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was.
Now, this story right here, I don't know how true this shit is, but we all can say that they actually something happened back on land because of the way the whole scenario, the way the whole picture is painted. But somebody actually wrote this, and that's why I say a lot of people got to take that witness stand, bro.
Our other friend, No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that, not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and Evan was trying to be hard. Nolan was definitely screaming, give me my effing phone back, N-word, with what's wrong with you. So they all calmed down. So that's when we head to Evan's house because he was throwing a pool party. So yes, No came to the party. And yes, we were drinking, but Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew were really high. And I think they were trying to get Lucy and Natalie to try some as well. But yes, they got into it again at the pool party. It didn't end until almost 1 a.m. I know Evan's mom kicked us all out. Once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt, and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him, get him. And all I could hear was No screaming, Mom.
That sounded like a bunch of young adults hide up and loopy. And they want to play funny games. Then I said this shit 3-4 lives ago. If y'all got friends, y'all been around them. If y'all got different culture friends, different cultures know how to chill when they get loopy. Hi. If this is true what the girl is saying, that this happened back at the pool party, and they got loopy, they got out of control, and one of them started recording, and they talking about get him, and remind y'all, Nolan don't got his phone. Obviously, he don't got his phone with him. That shit sound believable to me. Just like somebody, yo, Pyramid, shout the Pyramid over there. Shout the Pyramid. He said the same thing. He said that sounds believable. It sounds, because like I said, man, if y'all been around different cultures and y'all been around loopy, drinking, and y'all know how, I'm telling y'all some real shit. Certain people, certain cultures act different when they get loopy. They think what they doing is funny. They think it's a game and all this shit. I can see that I can see them doing that to Nolan, making them scared to death. They think it's funny. Get them. That's why I said something accidentally happened to Nolan, and that's how he got underlined. Somebody said he got beaten to death. We don't know how true that is. I think they probably had him on some UFC shit. They was playing around him, had him on the move. They probably was getting him body work. Something happened, bro. As far as physical, drinking, and chasing this kid around the pool, whatever, or chasing him in the backyard, whatever this shit happened at, that shit sound believable. Especially when people intoxicated and they high. And they only been friends with Nolan since high school. So let's throw that in the air. Warren, all that shit is on their phones. That's why I don't understand why the homicide detectives, and whatever the police, they interview these goddamn young adults downtown. These young adults, man, they old enough to get their lawyers, but at least take them downtown, get this shit on recording. We don't even got a one-on-one interview with none of these young adults downtown the station, recorded. Think about that. We're gonna get one later on when they're already lawyered up. But we don't even got an interview with none of these men. We only got a statement that one of their mom put out to try to try to cover it up for her son. That's all we got. But the evidence is all there. Man, get the F out of here, bro. That's why I said they done effed up. Y'all know y'all effed up, right? Y'all know y'all done effed up, right? Who gave the underage alcohol drink? I'm gonna tell you who. This grown-ass man right here in the goddamn pool. Hold up, where he at? If this a real picture, respectfully, if this a real picture, you see that grown man right here in the middle of the pool looking dead at the camera. If this a real picture, that's who giving out the alcohol to the ass. He the oldest looking person in this picture. The man that's standing up. And then you got a girl right next to him. If this picture is real. That shit crazy. Let's continue, gang.
So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom comes out screaming. And Evan and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing, saying, get him. And all I could hear was no screaming mom. So yes, I tried helping. Then his mom comes out screaming, yelling, drunk, make us leave, and was saying she was going to call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over besides it, gasping for air and spitting up blood. But now his mom knows I just got off the phone with her. Then Alicia said something, Jay saying that because he is friends with them. I mean, we all was until I don't know why Jay's still communication with them. But anyway, but he always been like that, LOL. But nah, this mess up because No still would be here if he didn't go to that pool party. He went around people that was real high, drunk, make us leave, and was saying she was going to call the cops on us if we didn't leave her house. But they didn't let No leave, and No was by the basketball goal that was inside the pool. He was leaning over besides it, gasping for air and spitting up blood. But now his mom knows I just got off the phone with her. Then Alicia said something, Jay saying that because he is friends with them. I mean, we all was until I don't know why Jay's still communication with them. But anyway, but he always been like that, LOL. But nah, this mess up because No still would be here if he didn't go to that pool party. He went around people that was real high and the parents allowed it. But yeah, No did make it back to the island. This is all allegedly. Now here are pictures of him allegedly at that pool party. I just want to get this information. The island.
Look like Nolan. That look like Nolan, y'all. This the clearest part. This is like one of the clearest visions I've seen of the picture. That's what I said. I see it. And somebody said, yo, that's more grown man. It's more grown man in that pool, too. It might be. But that's definitely Nolan, man. And No, that's Nolan. Yeah, No is Nolan, Rob. This shit crazy. Now, I think Pfizer, I think he out of here. I think they got him out of here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on in this video. I don't know what's going on in this picture. But that's definitely Nolan. That looked like Nolan, man. It's some weird shit that happened that night, bro. And everybody was loopy and they was high. Yeah, a lot of touching going on, too, in these pictures, too, man. A lot of touching. Let's continue, though, man.
Him allegedly at that pool party. I just want to get this information out there in case there is some truth to it, which in some parts would make sense, but we have to wait to the autopsy to come out to see what happened. But again, we pray for the family of Nolan, Xavier Wells. This is such a terrible, sad situation. And we just want the truth to come out because there's so many different stories, but it would make sense why they were so sus and not giving up the keys to his car, why the phone made it back to a friend's house. And did they possibly take Nolan back to the island and then leave him there? I don't know, guys. I will keep you updated.
That's definitely what happened. They brought him to the island. They left his body there. We don't went through in the beginning of this shit. The rescue search guy, coastal guard. He said, man, we had drones out there. We ain't seen nothing. We went out there exactly the time of the dispatch. They had drones out there. Drones got heat sensor. They didn't find the body, and you telling me all of a sudden the body get found Monday morning? Absolutely, they brought the body to the island. They just had to burn some time to clean up their cover up. But the whole thing is, where did shit happen? Did it happen on the land, in the pool party? They got a little bit of blood? Because listen, the boat is very important. Because the only way you're going to get to the island is a goddamn boat. So now you got to go over there and look at this boat. But who's would it say they don't spotlight that shit? They probably cleaned that shit up so much you can't fit. The more days they on wait, the more days that shit gonna be better cleaning. That's the whole problem. The more they wait, the more they're gonna be better cleaning that boat up. They probably don't sold that shit, to be honest. Let's continue, gang.
Broke the law when she put out her statement earlier this week. For those of you who've been following me all week, you remember this statement. If I'm not mistaken, I think it came out on a Tuesday. I didn't want to read the whole thing. I'm not going to read the whole thing again because it's a lot of like pointing fingers and blaming and making excuses for deleting Instagram pages. Y'all can pause it and read it if you want. I highlighted some key events about her putting out an alibi for her son, Warren, and pointing the fingers at other people. And I also said that she is poisoning the potential jury pool, which alone is breaking the law. But
look how many laws this judge is actually breaking, making statements, covering up for her son. The cops, they even interview her son down the station to record. Remember, the cops got to record you when they got you down that station, bro. They don't even got that. She don't even take her son down there. She's making statements. She's doing so much of no as a judge that her ass is violating right now. Let's continue. I've been said that. That judge should have been, man, they should have locked that ass up or do something because she's covering up shit too that she shouldn't be doing as a judge. Allegedly.
I'm going to play a video and pointing the fingers at other people. And I also said that she is poisoning the potential jury pool, which alone is breaking the law. But in the same county that is showing you and agreeing with me that she's poisoning the jury pool, but not only that, that she's breaking the law. The fact that she put out this statement on this kind of presentation that looks like it's an official presentation with the scale of justices underneath, and it looks like it's something official, that alone is not law-abiding. But like I just said to you, this is Mississippi. This is how to get down. And nobody is going to stop them. Listen to the video.
Judge Ashley Cole, the stepmother of Warren Hudson, issued a statement, and it is problematic. I want to focus on how the law is implicated in some of the things that she said. Canon 2B of the Mississippi Canons of Judicial Conduct says, judges shall not allow their family, social, or other relationships to influence the judge's judicial conduct or judgment. Judges shall not lend the prestige of their offices to advance the private interest of the judges or others. Now, take note of the fact that she didn't use official court letterhead here, but it might as well have been. She's advertising the fact that she's a judge. It's a picture in the courtroom, and at the bottom she has the scales of justice. Best practice would have been to say nothing. She could have used personal stationary letterhead. She could have just used her name, but instead she implicated her office. I'm a judge. I live in this community. I care about justice. A judge must not testify voluntarily as a character witness, because to do so may lend the prestige of the judicial office in support of the party for whom the judge testifies. So she can't be a character witness. Maybe she can be a fact witness if she's subpoenaed. Canon 3B9. A judge shall not, while a proceeding is pending or impending in any court, make any public comment that might reasonably be expected to affect its outcome or impair its fairness. I would argue that she's poisoning the jury pool. Canon 4. A judge shall so conduct the judge's extrajudicial activities as to minimize the risk of conflict with judicial obligations. Like I said, there's lots of problems with the statement. Some are substantive. I'm going to talk about those later. A lot of them are legal, but you should know that the fact that the canons have been violated doesn't mean automatically that the judge is going to be disciplined for them. Someone has to actually report those violations so that it can be investigated by the commission. And that report would need to be made to the Mississippi Commission on Judicial Performance, which has a website where you can locate report forms and information.
So the only way this lady gonna get actually the no things that she's doing, because obviously she's doing a lot of shit that she supposed not be doing, people got to report it. But who's the hell gonna report this lady when she's a judge, she's down there in the court system, everybody's in cahoon with each other down there, fundraisers, get-togethers, gatherings, I mean parties, come on, everybody in cahoons down there. So that's no win for Nolan. So like I said, you got to push, you got to have their foot on their neck. Now you got to have some people putting out these complaints that what she's doing, because she's supposed to not be doing that for her son. And then you got the nerve to seal that shit on your office, saying that you a judge. You can't be making these statements for your son. Your son didn't even make a statement to the police down the police station yet. How the hell this lady? She did no good, exactly. And she about to get her no ass locked up now. Rest in peace to Nolan on Wells, aka No. See how the universe worked? You did no good, girl. Mayors and district and attorney go. I'm trying to tell you, they all in cahoots. So who gonna put a complaint on her like, we gotta do this. We gotta put something. I mean, what she's doing is a no. You an effing judge. Nobody's gonna do that. Nobody's gonna go down there and do that. Nobody. She in cahoots with lawyers, prosecutor, judge, law enforcement. Somebody's saying it's their boat also. The judge boat, allegedly, the stepmom. She thought she was special. Yeah. Let's continue, man.
Dates coming out about Nolan Wells. So allegedly, Nolan did leave the island. And he went back to Wyatt's house for a pool party. And during that pool party, there was an altercation between Wyatt, Nolan, Evan, and somebody else. And apparently they beat Nolan to death with some sort of bar or pole. There are people that are putting out witness statements stating that they were there and they saw Nolan spitting up blood and that these boys urinated on Nolan. They are saying that Evan's mother knew about the whole thing. And allegedly, they took Nolan's body back to the water. They're saying that this is the reason why it pinged on land at that house before they found that phone. This is why that boy told his daddy that Nolan was like a brother to me. Was like a brother to me when he showed up to get his car. It's because they already knew he was gone. Is this the reason why they needed dental records? Because he was unrecognizable? This case is starting to bust wide open. And we all knew that something else happened to Nolan. Now the question is, which of the parents helped those kids?
Didn't I say that? Yo, a blind person could know this. There's no way in the world 3 young adults committed a crime, allegedly, intoxicated, high. That's another thing where they messed up at. They got to find out what type of drugs these kids was on. It's part of me, young adults. They got to find out what type of drugs they was on that night. And there's no way in the world these 3 planned this whole shit out and brought them back on the island. Like somebody said in the chat, that boat belonged to the stepmom. Allegedly the judge, whatever. Some parents is actually involved with this cover up. Because you telling me that Judy then called Julie. Oh my God, Julie, they made a credible a mistake over here. We gotta figure this out. We don't have time. You don't think they made phone calls to each other? You don't think little Steve, little Timmy, his parents don't know the judge and Julie and whoever else? Like, you don't think they know all in court? They all know each other. So you don't think they called each other to try to cover up for their sons? You think this one parent covered up for all 3? No. And I think it was more than 3. I think it's multiple people. 5, 6. It might be about 7 people involved in this shit. You don't think all their parents know each other? Hello. The sheriff, this nigga ain't even do a press conference or nothing yet. Well, all this shit coming out. Oh my God, we gotta do something. They panic. The parents played a role in this. The parents played a role. You ain't gonna sit here and tell me 3 adults planned this whole shit, left his body on it, brought his body back on a Monday. No, it won't work like that. Somebody helped them 3 friends, so-called friends of his. And it had to be some adults, some grown adults, parents. Come on, man. This shit crazy. Man, this is like I'm jumping into the dragon when he for us. Crazy. And if it's true that they beat Nolan to death, they was high, allegedly, and they was intoxicated. They was drunk. Both. They was done up. They was high out their mind. And they wanted to play some crazy games with Nolan. Let's continue. Smash that. For the people that just coming in, we need 30. We need 39 more likes to get 400. Smash the like button. The only thing I need is that like, that hype, and that sub. Smash all three. Do me that favor if you haven't subscribed to the channel. Share the video, by the way, also.
Now, the only reason I'm posting this is because Ben Crump has now posted it. There is some speculation that Nolan Wells actually made it back to shore. Now, the only reason I'm posting this is because Ben Crump has now posted it. There is some speculation that Nolan Wells actually made it back to shore, and he attended a pool party on July 4th. Attorney Ben Crump said, "I don't know if these are facts or rumors because no official statements have been made. We sometimes have to follow the clues until we find the truth." Now, there's a girl named Alicia who claims that she was at this pool party. And she said, "Bro, No didn't get into a fight at the island. It was our other friend. No and Wyatt did get into an altercation right after that. Not even 10 minutes later, because Wyatt took his phone and even was trying to be hard on Nolan. Nolan said, 'Ninja, give me my phone back.' He said everybody calmed down and they headed over to somebody named Evan's house because he was throwing a pool bar. And she said, yes, No came to the pool party and yes, we were drinking. But Wyatt and Evan and Morgan and Andrew was really high off their rocker. They were trying to get girls Lucy and Natalie to have some, party favors too." Then Alicia said, "Well, yes, they got into it again at the pool party and it ended at almost 1 a.m. She said Evan's mom kicked them all out. She said once they started fighting, it was Andrew and Evan and Wyatt and Warren was basically recording and laughing saying, 'Get him, get him.' And all I could hear was No screaming mom." She said she tried to help, but Evan's mom came out screaming and telling everybody to leave because she was going to call the cops. The important part, she said, but they did not let No leave. And No was by the basketball goal inside the pool. He was leaning over besides gasping for air and spitting up blood. Alicia made it very clear that she did tell Nolan's mother. And this is Evan's thread. I'm not sure if this is Nolan or not, but if it is, them allegedly cleaning that boat at like 3 a.m. makes sense. Them saying that Evan made it back to shore, one of their statements makes sense. But we still have to wait for the autopsy. The only reason I'm sharing this is because attorney Ben Crump shared it. And I want to make sure I stay on track with him. Y'all in the comments.
If Ben Crump shared that picture in the pool, this shit got to be facts. Because Ben Crump ain't going to share no shit that he think is AI. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that? That's why I think this picture is real, because it came through Evan Thread. You know, that IG, then you got the Thread app. The truth comes to the light. That's a fact, Pyramid. That's a fact. Yeah, man. So now we got all these shenanigan lies. We got twisted stories. We got a mom, a parent, throwing a statement out what she shouldn't have done because she a judge. We don't got no recording of an interview of them downtown the police station. What? Then their week don't went by. Then they're week in like 1 day already now. How much tampering can they do now? And they lawyered up. And you know what's crazy? Remember in the beginning of the video, the Coast Guard said, yeah, social media people need to just stay away. The true crime podcasters need to stay away and let the law enforcement do their job. It's been a week and some change. Let me tell you something, Mr. Coastal Guard guy in the beginning of the video that I played the interview, respectfully. If social media and the true crime people don't talk about shit like this and bring this to the light, it's been a week and 1 day and we still haven't got nothing from y'all. The reason why all these little clips and little pictures are coming out is because people are actually putting pressure on them. Meaning social media, like you said, true crime podcasters and stuff like that. That's the reason why all this stuff is coming out now. Because I don't see y'all doing y'all job. Allegedly, you haven't interviewed nobody, you haven't charged nobody, nothing. It's been a week and day and 1 day already. Can't make this shit up. And he got the nerve to discredit true crime podcasters that's on social media that's actually trying to work with y'all. And then you got people like me and other platforms that actually give our opinion on the thing that's already on the internet, and we giving y'all opinion also. So y'all got opinions from social media platforms like us over here, hip hop community, also entertainment. Then you get extra information from true crime podcasters that actually that's all they talk about on their channel. And a lot of them are actually good at it. They're actually great at it. Nasty work, gang. Nasty work, man. Let's get a couple more likes in the building, man. Get that 400. Come on, man. Cause I just don't understand. I really don't. So many. That's what happens when your parents are connected, though. That's one thing I could say. That's what happens.
Former prosecutor, I'm shocked a sitting judge would do this. Judge Ashley Cole, the mom of one of the men who was with Nolan Wells before he was found dead, got on Facebook claiming she wanted to dispel rumors with facts, and then laid out this whole timeline of what she says are facts of what went down that day, even though she wasn't there. And this is still an active death investigation. A judge commenting could influence or intimidate witnesses before they've even spoken to investigators. That is exactly what you don't want in an active investigation. It's the reason judges are held to a different ethical standard. This is not how homicide cases go. Law enforcement investigates. Detectives interview witnesses. Prosecutors evaluate the evidence. Judges don't even get involved until legal issues are brought into the court. When you're a sitting judge, you're not just another parent on Facebook. This is exactly the type of situation the Mississippi Code of Judicial Conduct is designed to prevent. Judges are expected to uphold public confidence in the judiciary, remain impartial, and avoid not just acting improperly, but even appearing to act improperly. She literally said she was going to dispel rumors with facts, and then publicly filled in the very facts investigators are trying to figure out. None of this is
Read. This officer in the Coast Guard said he now remembers that he got a call on July 4th around 11 p.m. that Nolan Wells was missing.
July 4th, 11 p.m. That's when they first got the call. Now, remind y'all, I played the video in the beginning of the video when I first started. We played an interview with the Coast Guard. Actually did a full interview. Then they about 8 minutes, 10 minutes. It's in the beginning of the video of this live. The Coast Guard said right when they got that call, they went out there with drones and everything. That's evidence number one right there. You got drones. That should take human sensors and all that shit. Like, come on, like that should take heat sensor and everything. Like, and there wasn't nobody out there. So that tells us they actually went to the island right away. Right away. Nobody. And evidence number two, there was actually a family that spent the night on that island during that search, which we need to get an interview or get a statement with the family that spent the night on the island. Remember, there was tents, there was 2 boats, there was a family that spent the night. They decided to look at the stars. Yeah, little Stevie, we're gonna look at the stars tonight. Go get the marshmallows. Yeah, that's what they did. So how the hell they didn't see Nolan if he was there overnight? There's so many loopholes, Pauls in this shit is ridiculous, bro. I'm surprised the feds didn't come and handle this shit, to be honest. Obviously, it's telling us that Nolan was on land. Nolan was on land. Mama Love said she was getting a pinpoint on that app, that 360 app, that was showing that her son was on land, not on water. That's why Mama Love was confused when the body got found Monday morning, all of a sudden on the island. But on her phone, she got the app saying that at the time, it was looking like it was moving around on land at somebody's house. Why the cops ain't go investigate? Why the cops ain't go do interviews when you got the goddamn evidence that can't get no better than technology and device that's showing that somebody got his phone and they over there at their house. And they reported them missing. So you got the report missing. You got somebody on his phone moving around at their house. What are we talking about here? I smell covered up with the law enforcement and everybody else, allegedly. There's too much evidence there, bro. Too much. Why you think Mama Love friend went over there to the house that actually where the phone was at? Who handed Mama Love the phone? Mama Love friend? Who handed Mama Love friend the phone? one of their parents. Rest in peace to that young man. Rest in peace. Let's continue.
This officer in the Coast Guard said he now remembers that he got a call on July 4th around 11 p.m. that Nolan Wells was missing. He got that call. Now, Coast Guard rescue is just what it says. The minute you get that call, you call the protocol, do what you're supposed to do, and everybody's getting out there finna go searching because that's what you're supposed to do. So you mean to tell me you forgot you got that call, so that means you didn't call anybody, you didn't get a rescue team ready, you didn't do none of that because you forgot. So how does the military work? How do y'all do that? Do y'all reprimand? How is the reprimand? Does he still have a job? Is he still an officer? Make it make sense, because it don't make sense. At the end of the day, yet another lie is out. And we just want transparency. And right now, it's coming out. It's coming forth, whether y'all like it or not.
You got mixed max. You got people, Coast Guards interviews saying that they got the dispatch call on this certain time. You got people saying that they went out there to go look at them at this certain time. Let me tell y'all something. When you got all these crazy narratives spinning and turning and twisted, that means that you got a judge that's a parent. You got a lawyer probably that's one of their parents. You got a high-class law enforcement that allegedly we heard that one of their parents are actually in. We don't even know if that person's probably an FBI, the feds, or high-class law enforcement in their local town. We don't know. But we know a lot of these little young adults, their parents are connected. So you telling me they ain't connected to the coach? Yeah, man, we're trying to do this, Steve. Don't tell the truth and all. They all connected. Yeah, all you a favor over there. All you dinner. Yeah, all you dinner. Just make sure you spin a narrative. All you dinner. You think they ain't connected? It's going to be hard. Pause. It's going to be a hard trial, man. Hopefully, the people that was on that island will tell the truth. Because we don't get the truth by the people that was on the island, kumbaya with him, dancing, doing all that, and people got in an argument. We don't get the truth out of them two groups and all that. This is going to be a hard case to try to solve. Because especially if you ain't got no evidence. Autopsy, we should be getting that by what? Tomorrow, Tuesday? What's the latest they say we're going to get the autopsy? We want the independent one. But I think the first one we're going to get is the public one. You know what I mean? The one they do. So we should be getting that by Tuesday the latest. Hopefully Ben Crump will get his shit done before Friday is done. I mean, this week coming up. This shit is suspicious as F. That's a fact, chat. You got parents allegedly involved. You got young adults involved. I mean, it can't get no worse than that, bro. It can't get no worse, man. He said, we out here, Nolan. Yeah, that's a fact. We definitely out here for Nolan. Everybody else that's covering this story. Everybody else that's covering the story, we giving our opinions on this. Everything that we seen on the internet, we got to react to it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. We got to bring some light to this shit. Mississippi, never ever. I'm trying to tell you, nasty work. Said the judge's husband is a substance abuse doctor. Allegedly, Mr. Billy Bath, allegedly. We're going to say her husband's allegedly a substance abuse doctor. Whatever. We're going to say alleged. I mean, we're going to say alleged. We don't know how true that is. He said, bro, what he said? Bro, they jumped in and unalived them. Yeah, I think so too. That's a fact. To the independent, it's already been said that the autopsy so far stated that no water was in his lungs. Now, if it comes to find out was no water in his lungs, whew. Woo. He said, bend his name. They feel very, very empowered to do what the hell they want to do to unalive. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. Especially when you're already connected. That shit get you extra power. That shit get you extra. I mean, that shit make you feel like you're on top of the world, man, when you got all that power. Especially when you young adults and your parents got that type of power. You big-headed. Lord knows what other little petty crimes they got away with doing their little growing up. I mean, teenager days. Get what I'm saying? They probably got a slap in the wrist so many times, it's ridiculous. He said Chloe would pass on all pool party, but it's different. I don't know. We got to find out if he was actually at the pool. We seeing pictures and all that, but we gotta find out what's the truth. Pictures could tell you 1,000 things, but sometimes that shit could be false. He said they're on Mississippi burning turf shit. I'm trying to tell you. But there you go, y'all. I want to see. I want to know. I think Javon Lyon, his friend that did the interview with TMZ, according to him, the law enforcement they ain't even interview him yet, and he over here giving details to TMZ. Nasty work, man. But one thing I learned when it's a lot of narratives getting spun, something going on here. Keeping that phone is going to be the reason they go down. I'm trying to tell you, that's a fact, youngin. That's a fact, and Youngin K, that's a fact. That phone is key evidence. And not to hold up, Youngin K. Another thing, they phone is extra key evidence, which hopefully they could get their hands on. Because one thing about these little iPhones and all this shit, you got the iCloud, you try to delete the pictures, delete the videos. Nope, them shits ain't going nowhere, nigga. That's in your iCloud. You can throw your phone in the ocean, whatever. They go to your local carrier. You know how the feds do. That's why I said they got to go into their phones. Because it's a lot of recording, a lot of videos, and probably a lot of pictures before they unalived them. Or maybe they probably was so bugged out, they probably was recording what they was doing while they was unaliving them and made a mistake that they actually unalived them. Y'all get what I'm saying? You know how you record something? Like I said, they might have had them in a chokehold or some shit like that, alleged. And they might have unalived him by mistake and they got that shit up recorded and they just turned it off, realizing that he's unalive. They might got that on one of their phones. So they property of their phone is absolutely key evidence. And the boat. The boat is also key evidence too. Nasty work, gang. Nasty work, man. Nasty work. But we should see what's going to happen, man. We should see what's going to happen. Told y'all this Carmelo Anthony 2.0. Told y'all. They try to act like they didn't have his car keys until the young lady said the keys was on the PlayStation. Yeah, it was on the Xbox. That's a fact. So that's another red flag. They try to pretend they ain't know where the keys was at. The goddamn car is parked right in the goddamn driveway on their property, in the house, whatever, outside the house. It was a young lady that called. Everybody's assuming that was Katie. The name, that's the only female name we got is Katie. And she told him where the keys was at. And you know, Pop said, yo, they saying the keys on top of the Xbox. So they saying the dude went back, grabbed the keys on top of the Xbox. But for 2 to 3 minutes, he act like he ain't know where the keys was at. Them dudes was high out their mind, bro. And they was loopy. There's an autopsy being ready. They are waiting to hear the Crump is going to say before they lie. This to me is the hate crime smoke. Yeah, it could be, allegedly, Domo. It definitely could be. They wiped the whip clean off C. That's a fact. They did that shit loaded. So there's no cameras at the house? That's Jay Good. Good question, Jay Good. I was just about to say, yo, where the cameras at the house at the pool party? Jay Good just posted that in the chat. Where's the camera at? Y'all got pictures and all this, but where's the cameras at the pool party at the house? Where the videos at? That's why I said by the time Ben Crump getting them to get their hands on it, they better hope they so good that they actually could delete shit. Remember, we dealing with folks that's involved with court, law enforcement, and Lord knows whatever else, lawyers and prosecutors. That's these young adults' parents. We ain't dealing with Big Steve working at FedEx and Amazon and shit like that. No, we dealing with people that got actually profession, straight up criminal jobs. And they're connected. So where's the cameras at the pool? Because like Jay Good said, I'm pretty much sure they got cameras at that pool party, at the house, and the neighbors. Rock said the neighbors. Come on, neighbors got pool cameras too, especially where y'all live at. Ocean Spring, Mississippi. That's why they lawyered up. They probably got all that shit on camera at the pool. Man, this shit crazy. It's sad, man. It's sad, man. That's sad, man. That's sad, gang. Said, what's up with his best friend on TMZ, the black guy? Somebody, right? We talked about that. Why Biz? A lot of people say they don't believe his story. A lot of people say they don't believe Nolan friend's story. The little young, the little homie on Javon that did the interview with TMZ. He gave all that statement to TMZ, but didn't get that statement to the police. And it's strange how the police didn't interview him. Because according to Javon, he was one of the brothers that was on the island too. See, a lot of people think that Nolan he was the only brother on the island. No. There was other brothers on the island too that looked like Nolan. It's going down tomorrow. That's a fact, Lady G. That's what I think. I think a lot of shit gonna come out tomorrow. Shit, I just got a little up. They said they removed that picture at the pool party. We shall see. We shall see. Smash that like button, man. We got almost 700-something people in the building. We should have about 500 likes, but we 400 and something. Let's continue smashing that like button, man, because that picture that we see right here, according to the information that's out right now, they say that shit is out as and yeah, it doesn't exist no more. They took it down. So we don't know what's going on here, man. We don't know what's going on here, bro. Some of these pictures are AI, but if Ben Crump posted that pool party picture and on his own IG page, that picture got to be official. That picture got to be official. Said this is more the black brothers in the house. If Nolan was from UK, he would still be alive as the country is very multicultural. Shout out to Mortal, man. Shout out to UK. Shout out to Mortal over there. He's saying this shit don't happen over there in the UK. He said, man, we multicultural over here. Shout out to the UK, man. Appreciate that, Mortal. He said, listen, if this is more, he said, this is more the black brother in the house. He said, if Nolan was from UK, he'll still be alive as our country is very multicultural. Shout out to the UK. Shit, welcome to America, Mortal. This shit out here, wild, wild west. Nigga, this shit bugged out here, man. Shout out to the UK, though. He said, you tell me why Cuffin dropped the diss of the year. I don't know about all that. UK in the building, definitely. But yo, make sure y'all go follow me on Kick, because I'm about to get up out of here, gang. We've been here about 2 hours already. We'll be back on live, man. Hopefully we get some updates on Nolan Wells situation. Obviously we are, but hopefully we get it by tomorrow. We might get that shit by the night, to be honest, gang. Y'all never know. So it depends how far they're going to push this and fast and all this and have their foot on their neck. That's exactly what it's going to take. But appreciate y'all showing the love for the people that just joined in. Make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We do this every day. We on all topics. Make sure y'all follow me on Kick also. I'm streaming over there also as we speak. Smash the like, smash the hype, and subscribe to the channel. That's all I need. You want to support the channel, get your membership, Cash App in the banner, Super Chat, anything you can do. But till then, it's your boy Smoke, man. I'm up out of here, gang. And I appreciate to everybody that pulled up. For the people that just joined in, make sure y'all smash that sub. I'm up out of here. Support. Shout out to all the mods. Y'all already know the vibes. If they know, they know. It's your boy Smoke News TV. Salute, gang. I'm out of here.
This is Smoke News. Yeah. This is Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Let's get to it. Smoke News TV, where the truth gets revealed. Every headline getting peeled, every rumor getting grilled. Hip hop industry drama, every deal. If it's making noise, then you know I'm in the field. Smoke News TV. I sit back and wait on it, cause the truth always rises. When the smoke starts clearing, Smoke News TV. We back in the building, breaking down the latest. Every story got layers, everybody got opinions. I'ma do the homework first, looking past the captions, digging deeper than the surface. Cause every viral headline don't determine what the truth is. Beef, contracts, albums, interviews. Who's making power moves, who's just chasing views. Some call it gossip, I call it research. Connecting every dot before I give my first words. If it's solid, I'ma say it. If it's weak, I'ma call it. If I catch somebody moving funny, that's nasty work. Close Smoke News TV. We back in the building. Smoke News TV. We back in the. No bias over here. I just call what I see. Whether legends or the rookies, everybody gets reviewed. Culture over clout, that's the code I live by. Every episode, another conversation amplified. So yo, if you're rocking with the movement, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel and hype your boy up.